Robert, also wrote the screenplay. So can you talk a little bit about working with a writer-director as opposed to not having the writer on the set?
I think right from the start, the whole film is Rob's vision. Everything from every single part of the detail of the design and of everything. His background in set design and production design, I think, has been quite important. He kind of oversaw every element of the film, script, design, everything through. So I think he describes it as disgusting detail, the level of research that he does.
He does. And also it's wonderful. I love working with writers, directors, because they're your port of call. Like any questions you've got or any details you're maybe wondering about, you could just go to Rob and he had reams and reams of stuff in his head that you could say, yeah, that's right, or try that, so you feel very safe with writer-directors because it is their own material and it's as much of a baby to them as it is you.
Especially with this one where he'd spent 4 years researching and getting the script together.
Yeah.
It really was, an obsession with Rob, so you could ask him any kind of question and he could take you to the end.
As you say, it is disgusting detail that he knows.
It really was.
Yeah, it's very authentic. I've studied also witchcraft in those times. And, with your dialogue, I suppose there was no improving?
No, you couldn't really improv around that. Unless you'd done a lot of study of Jacobi in English. But, unfortunately,
and actually, the script was so beautiful that it was done as we read it. There wasn't changes or there would be no need to change anything at all. And from our point of view, it was perfect in so many ways.
It read, because people often bring up the point of the Jacobi in English and how, was it heavy to work with, but it just wasn't at all. It read so easily, and I think we've got a bit of a background in more classical stuff, perhaps.
Shakespeare, And if you're used to studying that or maybe doing it or reading it, you kind of... I didn't really question the Jacobean at all. It just sounded so perfect and right.
It just fitted in with the whole mood of the film. When Rob sent out the script, he sent a lookbook as well, which was like visual ideas of etchings and wood carvings from the period and things, which really...
And lots of drawings and pictures from the period. And
very, very kind of evocative.
Well, since we are a horror website, I have to ask about these supernatural or scary or demonic aspects of the movie. What would you say first to horror fans, and then what would you say?
Of the demonic side of things, well, the demonic side of things, from my point of view, was all about Black Phillip, the goat, or Charlie, as he's actually known. The goat that I spent a lot of time fighting during this shoot, and not usually winning. He put me in the ER 3 times during filming. He didn't like me, and I didn't like him. It was a bit of a battle for 5 weeks.
It wasn't a love-hate relationship; it was just a hate relationship, wasn't it?
Hate relationship. I love animals. I have many animals. Many
Fun scene with the crow.
Yes, I do, and that was interesting to film. I'll just say that was probably the freakiest thing, and I've done some freaky things. That was the freakiest thing. To breastfeed a raven was probably one of the oddest things I've been asked to do, and but the demonic side, it's funny because we've talked about this a lot. Obviously it is a horror, but when we made it, we were never in our heads making a horror. We were making like a tale about a family who started to fall apart, and it was horrific, but not to us. So we were, I mean, it does seem silly now, but the horror thing, we're like, oh yeah, it's a horror. For us, it was like a drama about a family turning on each other and falling apart.
That's the thing. You have to set those relationships for the audience to care about what happens to them. Otherwise, it's just horrific stuff happening. But for this to work as a horror, the audience have really got to buy into the characters and care about them. So from our point of view, it wasn't horrific. It was about creating the real family.
Yeah.
You did.